Hello everyone, I'm Replay Ty Heretic, and welcome back to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. In the last episode, we entered Moga Village, and did a few quests, and learned about stuff, and in this episode, we're going to learn more stuff, sadly. However, we also have a few things that we do need to do before we begin quests. And one of them is learning underwater controls. Now then, we get this bug net from this little child, and we learn about all this. I just gotta clear up all these dialogue boxes, because I'm really annoyed with dialogue boxes. Right, so it looks like the head farmer is reopening the farm, which is great. Now, the farm is the most important thing to have in this game. If you don't have a farm set up, and you don't have a farm all set and ready to do all your stuff, then you're going to have a really hard time in this game. You're going to want to have this farm at its best, because if you don't, then you're not going to have all the resources that you need, and having all the resources you need is a big thing. It's a big important thing. Hello, Chikori. A new name. How about Meloni? Okay. Head farmer. Okay. So now that the farm is all ready and everything, our big thing that we could do is now we can cultivate crops. The biggest thing we're going to want to do is cultivate blue mushrooms. If we have fertilizer, then it's a wise idea to use fertilizer then too. Now, because of all the resource points that they gave us, I'm going to primarily use the resource points to get the farm all set up and everything, which is the big thing. Now, without further ado, I'm actually going to show you how a bow works in this game. This is going to be great. The bow is an odd weapon. It's really hard to use in the 3DS version because of the restriction of not having two sticks, primarily. However, since this is available to us on the Wii U, I can show you right away how it works. Pull it out real quick. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice is now, on top of the item bar, we have a coding menu as well. This coding menu, if we press X and A at the same time, it will load a coding if we had one selected. Since we don't have any coding, then we can't exactly load it. Now, for firing the weapon, you can free fire it like this and be able to kind of freely move your camera and all that, but you won't be able to adjust your camera angle or how your shot looks. If you hold down the R button, you can do that. That little tracer line shows you where the arrows are going to land. Now, the basics of the bow: you can fire it normally like this, just straight off. The Hunter's Bow 1 will fire just one shot if you just straight fire it. If you hold down the button, you can do a single charge, which will fire two. And if you hold down the button longer, then you will be able to do the special ability of the bow. If you hold X and press A, peek, you will do a high shot, which will allow you to do various abilities based off your bow's skill. If you want to learn more about your bow, then you can go straight here. The ability where you hold X and A is called the arc shot. The Hunter's Bow will have a wide arc shot. Other bows will have a focus, which is a more tighter, wide shot. And there's another one that's explosive, and that one's literally what it means. So get ready for that. Now, naturally, what comes with the bow is naturally its drawbacks as well. With this, you don't really have much means of dodging after a strike, especially if you're holding it out like this. Only when you're running will you be able to actually do a full body dodge. However, if you're just holding still, then you'll step back. The same thing goes for if you're holding down a shot. If you press any button, you will go back. Naturally, the drawbacks and everything are the same. The good thing about the bow, though, is that you do have a melee strike at any point. Just by pressing A, you can do a 2-hit melee strike. It doesn't do much damage, but it's good if you're getting swarmed by, oh, let's say, Jaggi. Then you could actually dispatch of them pretty easily. Especially if they're already swarming you and you can't make an arc shot. Let's just avoid these guys for now. And move straight on to our current mission. Our current mission is to kill some fish. We're going to learn about how to defeat fish and be able to carve them. Because in Monster Hunter, especially because in Monster Hunter 3rd Generation, because I'm going to call it the 3rd Generation because there's 4 games technically that cover in the 3rd Generation. In the 3rd Generation, they introduced swimming. The game naturally has swimming in it, which, if you just run into the water, you'll start swimming. That's really it. The basic controls are you swim where you look. The controls are a little bit more fluid, though, in this area. You don't have to worry about just snapping on and off with up and down. They're just as fluid as moving left and right, although slower. Another thing you're going to want to pay attention to is to the left of your name tag. You have an oxygen bar. Thank you for telling me this just after I explain it. The difference between a gunner set and what you see on the Blade Master weapons is that for the bow in particular, you will see that little grayish box underneath the stamina bar. That is your coatings and ammo box. When you load a coating or ammo, it will change that to the ammo that you have in it. And these are naturally our enemies to hunt, or monsters to hunt at first. The sunfish, although they go under a different name that I can't remember. A molid. That's what they're called. A molid. Now, naturally, it probably wasn't a wise idea to bring a bow underwater, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Now we're naturally gonna have to kill one of these things. What you gotta do with a fish is that you gotta... Oh wow, the drop off from this is crazy. We can't exactly kill it because if they do that, then we lose our little fun of carving. So naturally we just gotta weaken it. And then holster our weapon and attack it with a fishing harpoon. Using an item in this game is just as easy as selecting it in the bar by holding L, tapping Y and A to go left and right respectively, and then pressing Y to use that item. It works for everything. I forgot to bring that up in the last episode, I'm sorry. Now what would we get from the Molid? Life crystals. This is a peculiar little item that we can use. It will allow us to make something called life powder, which is a great item in multiplayer because people near you that when you use it, they also regain health. So it's actually a nice item to have in multiplayer. Now, since we unlock the ability to actually just return directly to village from here, we're going to do such a thing. Okay. Yep. Armor spheres. Alright. So the major thing about your armor, you can upgrade it. When you first start this, you will obtain something called armor spheres. You can plug these little things into your armor and they increase the defense points of your armor. This is great in the long run. You know, mid to late game, but early on it's kind of not important. Alright, I'm gonna put away the fishing harpoons. I forgot to pick up the items that I dropped off earlier. Which I don't need those. I don't need those. I need these. I need this. And that should be it. Let's go into the combo list and let's make some potions. Now, naturally, you already know the combos for potions, mega potions, and antidotes. But there's a lot more than just that. Oh yeah, we actually do know quite a bit, actually. Holy hell. We know how to make a bomb casing, some flash bombs, some paintballs. Paintballs are important, but not if you're a bow user and you have paint shots, or paint coatings. They work the same way. how to make a trap, how to make shots normally, so on and so forth. We're going to focus on making just potions for now. Having potions early game is a good idea. And let's see, that should be fine. I'm not actually going to be using these potions right now, because so far we don't actually need them. Later down the road, we are going to need them. So it's a good idea to have them. Just start making them early. Alright, so we apparently have something to talk to with the guild sweetheart. Aha! So now we have the ability to do quests. Yahoo! Our first quest is to harvest, or gather stuff. Now, this is where some people get stumped sometimes. I know I got stumped at one point, and I know that my girlfriend got stumped. Naturally, when you first start doing missions, you go this way. However, when you obtain a quest, you can't go this way. Moga Woods is the free roam area. There's no difference between it and the quest area that we're going to. If you want to go on a quest, go left from the quest area, from the quest giver's area, and you will go straight there. There's practically no difference between Moga Woods and the deserted island, so some people just wind up calling it Moga Woods. The main difference is, if you go to the deserted island, you spawn directly at the camp. You do not spawn at Area 1, and you cannot just return to the village from the get-go at any point. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to learn is the supply box. The supply box has all the crucial items you're going to need. I don't need whetstones and everything because you don't need to sharpen a bow. So we're just going to take everything else. I'm also going to take the poison coatings. Although this bow cannot use poison coatings, it can use... Well, let's find out. If you want to learn what coatings you can use, then you have to go to your equipment and then just scroll over here. Page 7 will have what coatings you have. So we can only use power, close range, exhaust, and paint. The other four are not available to us. Now what the guild lady said is that little clock in the top left corner, just to the left of the health bar and everything, is a clock. Naturally, you have a time limit. You have to complete the quest in that given time limit, otherwise you fail. This game gives you plenty of time for the gathering quests. They give you about 50 minutes. Oh hey, you guys look a little... you might have something. Let's kill them. Now these little shiny drops are kind of important in a way. Oh, I don't want to lose that. Want to lose that little creature. Oh well, we lost it. Okay, some monsters will drop shiny stuff. These shiny drops can drop some very important items. Like monster fluid. That's actually what I wanted. Perfect. That's actually exactly what I needed. I need that for an insect box, I think. Anyways, so our mission right now is to obtain some unique mushrooms, which is a gathering quest. Now naturally we have plenty of time to do this quest, so I'm actually going to take this time to also gather some stuff that I might need to upgrade this weapon. Which naturally is iron ore, and some macalite, and a jumbo bone, which I can't get yet. Keyword yet. I can get it soon, but not yet. So naturally, with these kinds of gathering quests, and this is especially important with harvest tours, you're going to want to actually take your time with gathering quests and gather. Get the items that you need. They're important. It's best to get items early on than to get them later when you don't need them. You can get some items from quest rewards, which is important, and thankfully a friendly little website that is the best database in the world to get information from about this, Kirinico.com, is where I get a lot of my information. It's a fantastic website that I get a lot of Monster Hunter information from. and pretty much where I learn a lot of locations and drop carve percentages. So it's a really good website to go to if you need it. And it's also going to be the primary source of information for this LP, because I do not exactly know percentage drops like the back of my hand, like I should. I don't even know weaknesses of monsters that well. So this is going to be fun times for me. Now I'm naturally just going to pick up all these items. The more unique shrooms you have, the better Zenny reward you get from them, so I'm naturally going to just kind of get as many as I can. And right there's a couple of mining spots. Might sport us some macrolite, might sport us some iron ore. We'll find out soon. Some earth crystals, that's actually not too bad either. Some stone, some more stone. Now, naturally, when a gathering point is done, it will disappear. Oh, there's some macrolite, perfect. Oh, and aqua glow jewels. Those will be important when we start making decorations. Decorations are a way for you to add skill points to armor and sometimes weapons. And talismans later down the road. So keep that in mind, because that will also be very important in the long run as well to know. Because decorations will become a kind of a prominent thing. You'll spend a few minutes at a time kind of just wondering like, ooh, this piece and this piece or this piece or that piece. Interesting. Now naturally I'm actually going to be uploading these episodes one at a time because this is the start of a series. But later down the road, if I have to do a gathering quest, which I will be doing prominently, I usually actually do spend my time with gathering quests just to make sure that I have everything I need. If I do have to do that at any point, I will also upload a hunt alongside as a different video. I'll try to keep each video about a quest long, if that. I don't know exactly, but you know, you never know. Okay, this might get us some sap plant. It might primarily be ivy though. Oh, yep, there we go, sap plant. Alright, let's collect this bug, because I think we also need carpenter bugs. Flash bug, okay. Okay, flash bug. These are good for flash bombs, I think. Ooh, bear bug. Ooh, that special little, I can't remember the names of these things in the slightest anymore. They usually have the obvious name. Can't remember the name. Do I have them in my hunter's pad? My monster list. No, I don't. They're not Nahabras, those are the flyers. Damn it. I cannot remember these things. Ugh. There's a quest about killing them, so we'll find out the name later. And as you can see, the difference between the bar on the screen for stamina and the bar for health, that's about 1 tick. That's about 1 tick. 25 each on that part.
Hi.
There we go. You got some extra zenny for the fine stomachs and another 50 zenny for the unique mushrooms. When you collect items in this game, you can check their information on them right here. Pressing X will allow you to sort it, and so on and so forth. If you see at the bottom, right there, for example this, actually, rations, first aid, meds, and maps, those are supply items. When you take a supply item, you will return them at the end of the quest if you can't, if they're, like, only available during quests like that. Items that you can keep, pretty much, are paintballs and ammo and coatings, and I think that's about it. Like, anything that isn't marked as a supply item, you will keep at the end of a quest. At the same time, there are things called account items, which, when turned in to the quest box, will give you an extra bonus zenny. Will give you a bonus zenny. First one to catch a legendary golden fish is the winner. See, we get a mega fishing fly, and little scoundrels over here. He will give us the snake bee larva, which is important. So now that we've done that quest, we have a bunch more opportunities for quests. We have the ability to slay some Jagia, to get some monster guts, to get some Kelby horns, to get some golden fish, and to get some red coral stones. These are going to be basically just learning how everything works. We're actually going to slay 5 Jagia because getting Jagia will give us more Jagi hides and will be important in making the armor that I want to make early on, Jagi armor. I'm not going to take anything up front because I can handle Jagia normally. Now the one thing you're going to notice is that now that we're doing a Jagia quest, a lot more Jagi are spawning. The difference between a Jagia and a Jagia are the frills. A Jagi will have its frills out, but a Jagia will be larger, and its frills will be floppier. For instance, that's a Jagi. That's a Jagia. Got it? Good. You guys do bite hard a little bit, but you can retaliate. Alright, I'm gonna actually carve that Jagia real quick. Ow. Oh yeah, another thing you might want to know, if you get attacked during a carve, then unless you have a specific food skill, which we will learn about later, you will be interrupted, and at times you can lose the carve. This isn't exactly a good thing, especially when you hunt the big monsters, because when you can't hunt the big monsters and you don't get all the carves, you usually miss out on some items that you might need for say, a piece of armor. So just keep that in mind before you go all, crazy. The thing that's different between the Jagia and the Jagia can jump at you, and the Jagia will try to body or hip check you. Basically, hip check you. Both of them have the same kind of cards in a way. Jagi will give you bird wyvern claws, and Jagia will give you basically more Jagi hides, and I think they have just similar drops in general. I'll post drops. To hell with it. Might as well get used to posting the drops on the carves on monsters, because I don't remember all of them exactly. I can't be expected to know all of them on the fly anyways, because I am only human. I am not a Monster Hunter encyclopedia. Although in all honesty, I do believe that the Jagia have a higher chance of giving you of giving you a Jagi hide more often on a carve, while the Jagi will give you more bird whip claws. Ooh, hello. Okay. The one thing you're going to want to know about this is if you're experiencing the cinematic. Oh right, that's the thing that they also drop, monster bonuses. If you see the cinematic after killing a monster, you could press the plus button to skip the cinematic, which is a good thing in case you're like being overwhelmed by something. So it's alright to skip a cutscene like that. Do I need anything else? I guess I could go up to Area 8 and see if there's a Macalite, or if there's a ore deposit I can use. Although I think the quest will end very quickly. Oh yeah, there's an ore deposit there. Perfect. Let's see if I can't get Macalite from this. Hurry up, the mission's gonna end. Ah! I didn't get the last blind piece. Damn it. Oh well. What can you do? A lot of jiggy hides. Jiggy scales are important to have. Not bad. We're getting some funds. We're basically going to want to build up our Zenny just to have some extra money to, you know, toss away. Alright. Is there anything else I should do before we end off the episode? Here's the thing, I'm very used to having to use the longsword often, but this is the one time where I'm actually kind of taking myself out of my element by starting with the bow naturally. So it's actually quite a bit of fun using the bow. I'm actually having some fun using it. So I'm going to be using it primarily for the rest of the LP, because it's also going to be an interesting time when we experience the multiplayer as well. Let's see here. We got some bomb casings from the farm. Right, here's our crop box. The crops aren't exactly as giving throughout this, so we can only really expect so much. But I mean, it's good enough. At least we're getting more blue mushrooms. You pretty much only need to if you have to farm something, you do need at least one of that item to farm it. They don't always have it cataloged. You have to have at least one in your inventory. However, if you have just one and you use it, then you will still get the crops from that. So it's kind of easier to just run the risk of using all those to using your last plant. Had a loss of words there. It's easier to just use your last plant to make more instead of just kind of waiting on you running out. Alright, so we have mega fishing flies. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to combine these items into, let's see here, honey invader bugs. I don't remember what that makes. Fog casing is an shy shrooms. Here we go. We're going to make some golden fish bait. Golden fish bait is important because we're going to go on a hunt for golden fish. And golden fish are hard to get. As it may be. Golden fish are a rare thing, and we'll have to face them in the next episode. So in the next episode, we're actually going to go do the golden fish quest, and we're also going to tackle the red coral stones quest before we finish up the rank 1 quests in the episode after. So, in about 4 episodes, we'll have been done with the first star quests. This is going to get very exciting, very fast, so stay tuned, and I thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. Please leave a comment if you want to talk about it, if you want to learn more about the game. I'm more than happy to give information on anything you need to know. And if you like my content, then please subscribe. And until next time, I'm Replay Thai Heretic, and I will see you in the next episode.